So I started buying a brand new growth stock and I've added it to my portfolio. It's a core position of mine. And this isn't exactly a new stock to the stock market. It's a new stock to me. In fact, it's actually been on the market since around early 2018. So about 3 years now. We have a good look at their fundamentals, a good look at their financials. And it hasn't really done much in the last few years, but in 2020, the stock saw a kickstart and it's hitting near $300 a share right now. But I still think that this is cheap. Now before I reveal what stock this is, guys, huge shout out for today's video sponsor, Otis, but we'll talk more about that shortly. Spotify, ticker symbol SPOT, not to be confused with Shopify. Spotify is the stock I've been buying and I've been trying to build this one up as fast as I can at these suppressed levels, because I have a feeling we'll be back to all-time highs very soon on this one. So I initiated this position on March 26th. I let my VIP members know in the Discord that I picked some up for around $262 per share. A couple of weeks later, April 9th, I added some more shares at $277.75. And yes, I averaged up on this position. And then finally, just this last week, I did another round of buying and added more shares at $287.50. So all of this happened over the last few weeks, and I'm not done buying. I'm still building this one up. In fact, I'll probably double, maybe even triple my current position size over these next few weeks and months if the stock continues to remain suppressed. I'm going to talk about valuations, I'm going to talk about what prices appeal to me, I'm going to talk about my outlook on this company and where I see the stock going. All of that and more will be covered in this video. And hint, guys, I think this one's going to be a multi-bagger winner. So anyways, before I discuss all those details with you about Spotify, let's take a second here to thank our video sponsor, Otis. Otis is known as the stock market for culture, where you can buy and sell shares of rare collectibles, sneakers, and art. Once you download the app, you can invest in these different assets, manage your portfolio, and even sell out of shares if you want to. And this isn't like your typical stock market investing. This has some pretty interesting stuff you can invest in. For example, Pokemon is all the rage these days, and you can invest in your favorite Pokemon character cards. I personally was a huge Pokemon fan growing up. I used to play Pokemon Go, Pokemon Stadium, Pokemon everything. I collected cards myself, so that's something that appeals to me personally. But if that doesn't appeal to you, that's fine. There's other things like, you collect shoes, Air Jordans. This is something that you can have access to invest in on the platform. Or maybe you're a video game fan. There's an option to invest in a sealed NES Super Mario Bros. Game, which has a market cap today of $155,000. The range of offerings is great. There's a ton of stuff you can check out on this platform, so download the app today. And you can do that by checking out the link description down below. I'll leave it as a pinned comment as well. And as long as you use my link down there, you'll be able to purchase your first share for free on the app. Terms do apply. But anyways, jumping back to Spotify now, why does this investment excite me? Why have I been buying so heavy at these prices? I think the bottom line is that the market is actually severely underpricing this stock right now. This is a business that has a worldwide reach. It has a SaaS model, recurring revenue, subscriptions, everything the market looks for these days. It has an extremely strong user base, loyal customers, tons of daily active and monthly active users, and it's growing nicely year over year. All of these boxes are checked off. But despite this company is trading at a $57 billion market cap today, which I think is just too cheap. So according to these stats, Spotify has seen a steady increase in monthly active users on their platform, and in Q4 2020, it hit 345 million users. Think about that for a second. 345 million users in a single month on this platform. That is huge. When you look at, platforms like Facebook that has 2 billion monthly active users, this is a good chunk of that number, and this business is a fraction of what Facebook is. Now, out of these 345 million users, 155 million of them are actually paying premium users like myself, and the rest of them are ad-supported users. So either way, Spotify does make money here. Of course, the end goal is to convert those free users, those ad-supported users, to full premium users over time, and they've been doing a good job of that in recent years. Regardless though, 155 million paying users today, which mind you has been growing every single quarter over quarter, is nothing to sneeze at. It is a remarkable achievement. Compare this to Apple Music, their number one competitor really, and we can see how in recent years the gap has widened between the two. Even though this is showing us data from 2020, the trend continues today and Spotify is as strong as ever. Guys, I love Apple, but Apple Music just doesn't appeal to me. I've been a user of Spotify well before I switched over to an Apple iPhone, and I think a lot of Android users just don't want to use Apple products. They don't want to support Apple or use anything related to Apple. So Spotify is the default go-to for the majority of smartphone users, which are Android users. Spotify is also just so flexible and so versatile. And that kind of brings me to my next point here. It is probably one of the best cross-platform applications I have ever seen. If I want to go listen to music on my computer, my PC, I can open up the Spotify app, I can listen to it. I can even open a web browser, I can listen to it. I can go to my iPhone, listen to Spotify. I can go to my smart TV, listen to Spotify. I can go to my Tesla, listen to Spotify. The Spotify experience is everywhere, everything's synced across, my favorites, my playlist, everything. I can seamlessly transition listening to Spotify on my computer. If I jump in the car, I continue the song in there. It's an amazing experience. And of course, it's not just songs that Spotify has. They're pushing podcasts really big. And I think that is another thing that's overlooked, but we'll keep that out of this video. That's just another growth driver for this business going forward. All in all, the flawless integration that they've done has me so bullish on this stock. For services like this, user experience is key. It's why Netflix has done so well with their video streaming platform. There's so many other competitors, but in my opinion, Netflix has the best integration. You can easily check it out on your phone, on your TV, on your smart box, whatever. And the experience is very similar. And I think that is what consumers actually, flock towards and appreciate. I didn't even realize how much Spotify I use, guys, on a daily basis. Usually when I'm editing these videos, I have some music playing in the background. When it's exporting, I have some music blasting. When I'm uploading, I'm pumping some music, getting excited to release a video to you guys. So yeah, Spotify is a big part of my life. And I don't know why it took me so long to realize this and start looking into the business more. But hey, better late than never. There's still a lot more upside, which I'll discuss in a second. So let me explain and kind of articulate my thought process here on why I believe this company is undervalued today at close to $300 per share, $57 billion market cap. I think to really understand the potential for this sort of business, Netflix is a perfect example. They do a very similar thing to Spotify, but they focus on movies and TV shows and series, documentaries, all that stuff, video really. And Spotify does the same thing, but with audio. Maybe over time those two overlap and they compete. But for now, the similar business models where they have consumers paying a monthly fee and accessing the platform. Netflix today has just over 200 million paying subscribers, and this compares to Spotify's 155 million. This equates to Netflix bringing in over $6 billion in revenue per quarter versus Spotify bringing in $2 billion every single quarter. Netflix clearly pulls in more money every quarter, about 3 times as much as Spotify. So their valuation theoretically should be 3 times more than Spotify. But guys, the reality is Netflix is trading at well over 4 times as much as Spotify, despite having a similar model. And yes, Spotify is not yet profitable. However, they don't have to spend as much as Netflix does. Netflix has spent billions on original content to keep users on there, to fight off Disney Plus and others. Whereas Spotify, they don't really have to do that. They don't have to spend billions of dollars. And that kind of results in them having a good positive free cash flow that keeps growing, versus Netflix still struggling to pull in positive free cash flow. So over time, this is gonna make Spotify more and more attractive to investors. And I think, sooner or later, people are gonna realize that and money's gonna flood into this stock because it's a similar recurring model, which is attractive, but it's a much more sustainable model long term. There's really give and take when you look at these two companies. Of course there's differences between the two, but there are also a lot of similarities. But the bottom line is really, if Netflix can be valued at like $250 billion, Spotify should be valued at least $100 billion for a very similar model that they have going. Just keep in mind, 155 million paying subscribers, almost 350 million monthly active users. These are not numbers that you should ignore. These are numbers that are going to make Spotify a multi-$100 billion company. Now here are some notes that I've made on Spotify. Assuming modest growth and today's market cap of $57 billion or so, this is trading at a 5 forward price to sales. Looking 1 year out to 2022, this is at a 4 price to sales. On average, guys, Spotify seems to be around a 5. This has kind of been its historic level. So we're kind of on par with that now. But over time, I believe this should trade at a more hefty premium as it becomes a profitable business, starts pulling in billions in free cash flow and net income. And I think investors will start paying kind of like an 8 to 10 price to sales over time. For comparison's sake, Netflix trades at nearly a 10 price to sales today, and they can't even sustain positive free cash flow. So this makes Spotify look like a deal and a half today. So now in terms of buying more of this stock, I think anything in this $50 billion range is attractive. Maybe even $60 billion, I'll probably still add a little bit at that price. Once we start getting to like 70, 80 billion, that's kind of hitting the high end range of where I expect this stock to kind of climb over the next few years. So I probably won't be buying there. However, if we dip below 50, oh man, I will be adding a lot of shares. At the end of the day, I think within the next 3 to 5 years, this company will be anywhere between like $100 to $200 billion, probably closer to the higher range of that. Because investors eventually have to come to terms that their user growth is phenomenal, their SaaS model is phenomenal, their recurring revenue is phenomenal, and the brand and integration that this company has built over the years is phenomenal. I feel like there's just no true competitor here to Spotify in terms of everything that it can do. Apple Music, not as good. Google Music, that's a joke. Amazon Music, yeah, I don't know anyone uses Amazon Music, even though it's free with Prime. I still rather pay a premium and access Spotify. Anyways, guys, if you agree with me, let me know in the comments down below. What are your price targets on Spotify? Do you think this is a good stock long term? Do you think this will be kind of like the next Netflix, $250, $300 billion company in the next, say, 5-10 years? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. But either way, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to invest positively, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.